Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. We're going to unbox and build the X-Fly Twin 40 F-22 Raptor. This is the latest release from X-Fly plane, X-Fly models. Plane made of EPO foam of course. Got a wingspan of 702 millimeters or 27.6 inches, 37.6 inches long. Flying weight of 950 grams. That's be with a battery flying weight. Two 12-blade 40 millimeter EDFs. Each of those are 1413 with a KV of 5,000, so they are really moving fast. Two 20 amp ESCs. Center of gravity is 80 millimeters from leading edge. Well, that's going to be leading wing root. Flying duration is 3 to 8 minutes. Well, 8 minutes on EDF. Double at that. 9 gram servos, fixed gear. The nose steers, the rudders aren't steerable. Aileron, elevator, throttle steering. Intermediate skill level. The recommended battery is a 1300 to a 2600 4S. So that 2600 we're going to get that 8 minutes of flying time. All right, let's open it up and see what's in the box. Now I did open it, but I didn't take anything out because I wanted to see just a little sneak peek. Good looking F-22, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look. Manual's not folded. Thank you very much, because that's a pain in the katukas. We do have some decals to put on. They look like peel and stick type decals. You got a metal steering tiller arm, two push rods. It's going to be for the elevators, Velcro, and then all your screws. Looks like it's going to be either a 2 millimeter hex drive. All the screws seem to be the same, and there's a little to attach the elevators, little grub screws with an Allen wrench to do that with. So that's nice. Okay, long wing spar. Everything's protected with little layers of foam, and just like X-Fly, they have perfected their ability to give a foam plane a smooth, almost metallic looking surface. All right, very nice. The other wing, same thing. Looks like metal. It is so. They let that sit in the mold for so long. Everything. They're definitely protecting their investment. Or your investment. Ball link on the elevators or the horizontal stabilizer already installed for you. Can't tell. This has got such a good paint job you cannot see through the foam pieces. I mean, they're solid. So I can't tell if that has a little structure or spar within it or not. Magnetic nose cone. And the gear. Typical chicken wire gear, but very, very thick metal. So that's good. And interesting enough, look at how the verticals are already installed. Okay, pick it up at either end and pull it out straight up. This reminds me, as far as the size, an awful lot in the 4S powered three-wing F-22. About the same, looks like to be about the same size, but that had a single 64. That did not have dual 40 EDFs, as you can see them up those channels there. That's really, really cool. I bet this thing's going to have a really cool sound to it. Might be a little high pitched, but it's going to give that Gonna have that double sound. Gonna have two motors, right? All right. Let's. I'll pause. Pick up my debris. Okay, we're back. Now, one thing I don't like what I'm seeing is how there's a gap in the hatch. Almost like heat got to it and kind of expanded a little bit. But it's in there. It's got a strong magnet, so I'm not too concerned. I mean, it's got a strong magnet. It's not going to come out. Let's see. We've got throttle, rudder, elevator, and aileron. So a simple 4-channel control receiver, and there's plenty of room right up here for one. And it's actually, this is all kind of those wires are hot glued down, so that's obviously where they want you to put it. So the wooden tray is the only place you're going to have to put your radio or your battery. So, all right, let's get ourselves out an Ernst plane stand. Okay, I do like this. There's a nice cooling for both the ESCs. There's a lot of cooling there. Now the fans are protected by this shroud here. I'm going to assume that you can probably just lift that right out, but not going to leave. I'll leave that alone. And there's places right there to hand launch this. But let's go ahead and put the gear on it first, because that's usually the first thing on any model is gear. Magnetic nose cone. Yep, it only fits one way. Okay. Got to get into that. All right. Now, when you open that up, be careful. There's a little washer there. Little plastic washer is going to help stop this. All right, now I'm going to assume, and more than likely, you can see it's at a little bit of an angle, so it's probably going to angle towards the rear of the plane. But let's actually pull the instructions out and actually look at that and make sure. And we get so caught up in things that we don't actually, as men, well, we don't need no instructions. No. You paid money for it, read the instructions. Okay. Then once you put the wings on, then the elevators, and then the gear. Okay. Well, it looks like, no, according to the picture, it looks like the gear is actually going to angle a little bit forward. So, okay. Well, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, you kind of support it with your hand, and that's just going to pressure fit in there, just like that. They are going to angle outwards, though. All right, just like that. So it should, when you're done, the chicken wire, the little knuckle there should be going towards the back of the plane. All right. Remember that little washer I was talking about? Slide that on there, and if you look, there's flat parts on the top of this tiller arm, and that metal tiller arm. Have that structure there, the round curly cube, go towards the aft end of the plane. Slide that in there like that. Okay. Now you can lose your plane start for just a moment and let the weight of the plane All right, now see, look at that. See that? See that popping up in there? See that popping up in there? Okay. Turn that like that. Oh, okay, come on now. Work with me. There. All right, we're going to get that tiller arm. Whatever. All right. Your little bag of goodies here. All right, and what you're going to want is the metal tiller arm. Okay. And you're going to want one of these grub screws. They're going to look like they're going to give you an extra grub screw. Okay. And you're going to take. They give you extra. They even give you an extra Allen wrench. Okay. So let's hold that there. You're going to take your little Allen wrench they give you. You're going to find the open end of the grub screw. Okay. The open end of the grub screw. And see that little nipple hanging down right there? The back there is a hole. Or just kind of screw that in just enough to hold it in there. Okay. And then that is going to fit down there. That. How much, I wonder if it actually fits upside down. I've seen that before too. Nope. Just like I'm doing it. Okay. Tiller arm with a little nipple going down. Tighten it up just enough where you can barely see the black metal of the grub screw. And then put it on its housing there. Okay. Alright, I'll have to fiddle with this for just a little bit, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what happened. Alright. What you gotta do, you gotta get that grub screw and get, because it kind of sits on there at an angle, but don't press it down so tight that the servo won't move, but secure enough where that tiller arm's not going to pop up off, because it's just barely on that top of that metal. But that's working. So, but anyways, when it's done, it should move fairly freely, but you know, you should have it nice and on there too. Okay. So let's go ahead, while we have that open, let's go ahead and put in our Velcro. I always put the hard side down in a plane. And I put the fuzzy on the back of the battery. Okay. Now you can buy the optional suspension gear for this also. I believe I saw that on the website. Alright, let's go ahead and get our stand here. Turn it over, and we're going to concentrate on the elevators. Now, they may want you to put these on at a certain angle, so make sure that we don't do that, that we do that correctly. Alright. Now let's see, insert the rotating shafts into the tailplane base and secure with supplied screws. Connect the elevator servo arm, control arm, use and connect. Adjust the elevator angle referring to the following diagram. And the following diagram just shows it being, looks like just level on there. Oh, well, here we go. Okay, yeah. All right. Once you connect, this drawing is not very distinct, but once you connect the back of the elevator, it should be the model up looks like they should have just a small amount of up trim, like maybe 1 millimeter, 1 or 2 millimeters of up trim. Okay. All right, now this is where you're going to take the other larger Phillips head screwdriver, and you have, looks like 2 larger grub screws somewhere. Okay. And there's a little indentation part that rotates, and that little flat part, that's where that grub screw is going to screw into. And I seem to have lost, only got the one grub screw. Okay, my stupid butt. You don't take the grub screw. You take these 2 black Phillips head screws that are flat on the very end, and that's what we're going to feed in there. And I'm going to need, and like I said, it's a Phillips head, so. Okay. And let's kind of support that. I need a little bit bigger of a. Now you're looking for that flat part on that shaft. And that is not coming out. Okay. Make sure that this little grooved, notched out is facing up. Of course, you got the model upside down, but you're facing where you'll be screwing right into that notch. Okay. All right, now those should freely move. All right, now, normally I would go ahead and attach this, but I want to make sure those servos are centered first. All right, so we're going to turn our attention to the wings. Put your wing spar in. Always just kind of rotate as you move it in. Has an obvious stopping point. Okay. All right, now here's where we're going to have to stop what we're doing and pay attention. Okay. Got your servo lead hanging out, right? On the fish. All right, cool. They give you enough room. All right, now this is important on all this, and this applies to all servos. Okay. See the yellow side of that servo there, with that pigtail there, the yellow side. Okay, and then you look on the wing itself, the yellow side. You're going to line those up. That's how they're going to, that's the polarity. Light to light, dark to dark. Okay. That is always the polarity of all servos anywhere in the world. Light to light, dark to dark. Okay, and that should lock in, and when you're done, that's how it should look. Okay, you see the light lines up, the dark's on the right side, the light's on the right side, on the left side, dark's over here, and the light's on the left side over here. Are they lined up together? Okay, and then just fish that back in there. If you don't want any wires, then just do a crimp. Okay. And that should, this is the part you kind of have to kind of finagle things a little bit. Get your wires, you don't want anything to crimp. Okay. All right, put that in there. Turn your model over. You're going to take these metal hex head screwdrivers, or screws, which are metal and which are 2 millimeter. This is where you're going to attach your wings. Put my body up against it, get that side there to line up. Okay, that's in there. And then I can use, if this one doesn't line up, I can use this as a pivot point. Kind of push on that wing. Okay. To get that seam, I'm looking for that seam along the side to disappear. I know I should have everything lined up. I'm using my body also to push that wing a little bit forward so that lines up. That looks good. That's on there. Start to look a lot like an airplane. Okay. Pull your pigtail out. Okay. The yellow's on the other side this time. Okay. That's your pigtail. Your servo lead. I'll hook it up light to light, dark to dark. Can I say it again? Light to light, dark to dark. That's always. Feel a little snap as it locks into place. That's a locking servo lead. I love those things. Let that fish right on in there, like that. Don't want my wires to crimp. Whatever you gotta do to kind of push them wires up in there so nothing gets caught or crimped. Okay. There we go. Take our last two screws. I'll put in the back wing here. Nice thing about F-22 that makes it so efficient is the entire body is a lifting body. The whole, not just the wings maintain lift, the whole body is a lifting body. That's one of the reasons that gives it such a low, naturally a low stall rate. And that transfers into the model also. Okay, you're given an extra grub screw for that front tiller. Okay, we use the body. Get that to line up. You're given one extra of these wing screws. You get one of them extra. Hold on. Like that one not lining up. Oh, it's going in there. It's just okay. Okay, so essentially, the basic build of the F-22, X-Fly X-22 is done. I do not like this gap. That's going to bug me. Okay, I'll have to refer to the manual about where these stickers go. But as far as the basic build of the X-Fly F-22 40 millimeter, that's done. Okay. So my next video on this will be a radio setup, and we will, the first thing we'll do, so I get the radio installed, we'll make sure these servos are centered, and we will attach these push rods. And they said in the instructions that the you look at the back of the elevator, that should be up just a touch. See the back of it? It should be up just like about that much, just a touch. So we'll adjust that accordingly. All right, folks. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Banana Hobby, thank you for sending this out to me for review, and we'll get the radio set up next and hopefully get it made soon. All right, y'all have a good one. God bless y'all. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends. They're really cool jets.